My name is Daniel Ubertini. I was born in France, in Paris. I was not a very good student, not very good at all, but I can feel that something's gonna happen to me when I will be, older. On story, like the UFO, because that's the story. Always when there were something's flying, I was watching. What was it? By the sound of the engine, I was trying to find what kind of plane was it. In 1974, I got a 16 millimeters camera with film, color or black and white. Then a friend of mine said, you should go to Reunion Island and we will shoot some movies, about surfing. So I did some movies about surfing. I've been involved on newspaper, and on February 1977, as a photographer of the newspaper, I got an assignment to the airport to do some political person, coming back from France. After my lunch, some things told me, a voice come to me. The voice said, "Oh, last time you were asking me, that you want to take a picture of a 747, 747, taking off." She said, "Now you should do these pictures." So I said, "Oh, that's okay. I have a tripod. I have my Nikon FTN." So I went a little hill, on a sugarcane field in Lamar, right on the axe of the airfield, And I wait. I got the plane, I can see it. He was still on the parking, but then he started to move, and then I start to make two pictures. Then he went to the waiting parking to take off, take two pictures, and then he start. I can hear the engine, so start the engine, and then the airplane start to run on the field, and then he take off, and then I take 21 pictures of the takeoff of the 747 from Air France, a jumbo jet. And then I didn't see anything special. There was just a day like this, a little bit of cloud, It was 2:30 in the afternoon on the 19th of February, 1977. So I went to another assignment in the mountain, doing some sports things, And only the next morning, I start to process the film. It was 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the morning, on Sunday morning. And, the processing was okay, but I was a little bit disappointed because some things was damaged on the film, I think there was damage, So I probably touched the table or whatever, and the gelatin was a little bit damaged. So I said, "Oh, that's okay, but the airplane is quite okay." So I dry the film, I put on the dryer, and I wait. And until 15, 20 minutes after, I take the film. And I look the film, and I said to myself, "Well, there is no damage on the things, So I have to check with a little magnifying glasses, even under a microscope, and I see the flying things that was the size of the engine of the plane, and I said to myself, I said, how come I didn't see that things, And I go a little bit further back to the pictures, on the Il-4, the 400 ASA, and I saw some things, a very bright spot coming above the wings, about 10 meters above the wings, following the plane when the plane moved from her, the right wings was on my left, of course, but when it passed over my head, it was on the right side, and the bright spot was still there. And the 21 pictures, the last one, there were some things appear that's with an antenna and like an helmet with a balloon underneath, and flying on the same speed, and that's a little bit higher than the plane. So I went back to the newspaper and I said, "Geez, I don't know what is it." At the time, I was not interested on UFO, And I talked to the editor and I said, "Well, what do you think? I mean, I did some things very weird. I didn't see anything, but look what happened on the film." And we wait, and nobody see anything, no witness. The military, I don't get any things from the military. The weather report, nothing. They said no, nothing. And then 1977, well, we put that on the newspaper, of course, the 3 days later, the 19th of February. And that was all. That's all. That's all for the moment. So I went in 1980. I went to America to see some friends in Oregon, and somebody advised me to send a negative to a laboratory in Arizona, the Ground Saucer Watch in Phoenix, Arizona, and they were analyzing all type of negative pictures to try to find some hoax or some mystification. That cost me $25. The picture sent me back to Reunion Island and with a report, and they said, well, we are sorry, this is not an hoax, but we just can't say anything about what is flying. So they give me a lot of pictures in infrared, not infrared picture, but thermo pictures to see the heat. And behind the engine, you got the same color that on the heart of the UFO. After that, I have to wait 32 years to make a second picture of a UFO. And that was the 31st of January 2009, this year. Then I went on a small island in Tonga, and then I was waiting for my plane going back to Nuku'alofa, and I take just a simple pictures, just a ridiculous pictures of an airplane on the ground, waiting on a parking. And I take the empennage arrière because they were a name of the company, So I said, oh, I'm going to take that. I take that with a wide angle, no telelens, nothing, Take the pictures, and then we take a flight and go back to Nuku'alofa. 10 minutes before the plane came, a friend of mine, a Japanese guy, Hiro, was there, and I said, Hiro, take me a picture, with the airfield on the background, And he said, oh, yeah, it's okay. Well, he take 2 pictures of me and the plane also. He take my pictures, and I point my finger to the sky. I don't know why. I never take a picture of myself pointing the sky. And then at the hotel, I download all the pictures. Well, I have people, I have ladies, nothing special, a sky. And then I watched the pictures of the airplane. And then, not too far away behind the plane, and a disc is flying, But some things, the UFO, some things that I don't know. It's not an aircraft, it's not a drone, it's not a bird, it's not a cloud, it's not a garbage flying. No. And behind the main objects, there is another object, much more farther, on the back. Like it's a circle things, with bright top, And I found also a third object on the left, on the right side, not so clear, but they are here, those things, So I keep the pictures. I went to the civil aviation, in Tonga, to tell them that this is the picture that I took. Can you tell me if there is any flight after my flight or before my flight or whatever? And the guy, Peter Smith, and he said, he looked on his, computer, and he said, at the time when you were taking the pictures, no aircraft should be in the plane, in the sky. That's really, it's amazing. I don't know why. I didn't see anything when I was taking a picture. Each time when I take a picture of those phenomena, I don't see anything, but it's appear after, And so that's a third, not contact, but the second things, that I did with UFO. And I guess the third one, will be the right one.